What is up, everybody? Welcome to Geeks Around. My name is Deanna Jackson. I'm your executive producer, and we are here to do a discussion that, quite honestly, we probably should have been doing for the last couple of years. Yes, we're finally doing an Arrow discussion, and it's going to be a continuing series for us. Really excited to get into this because we've all loved this show, and it's about time we start sharing our affection for it with all of you. Joining me, my esteemed producer and lead host, Matt Moore. What's going on, man?
Oh, not a whole lot. Really enjoyed the episode, and I thought it was kind of cool what direction they went in with it, and I'm looking forward to talking to it. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Also joining us, our community manager, Knuckles Goldberg. What's going on, man?
What's going on? Looking forward to discussing last night's episode.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. And last, and I was going to say not least, but yeah. What's going on, Isaiah? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, sir. Doing great. This episode was okay. Yes, okay.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. It's like there were some things that I liked a lot of this episode, and there's also some things I didn't like. But I guess we'll get into that. It's like I like the fact that it's like some time has passed between season 2 and season 3, and I think that time jump was a good thing. It kind of enabled us to kind of hit the ground running and see the whole team in action. And I gotta say that Roy's Arsenal uniform looks fucking sweet.
That is true. It does look badass.
Yeah, it's like we've seen pictures of it, but it's like, I mean, in motion, seeing it, it's like, I mean, damn.
It is awesome.
You're about to say something, Matt?
Oh, I was just agreeing.
Yeah, so it's like we're starting to see the team kind of do their thing because that was one thing that kind of bugged me. It's like last season, it's like Roy officially became a part of the team back then, but it's like, I mean, with all the whole Mirakuru and all this other madness, so many other storylines, we really didn't get to see him being a part of Team Arrow. It's like, I mean, they kind of play with that mentor-mentee relationship then, but I feel that until this episode, we really didn't see the effect of that.
Right, and I was feeling the same way too. Like, what was the whole point of Oliver teaching Roy this and that if you don't actually see it in action? And so we saw in this episode, which was very nice.
I kind of like in this episode, and this is what I'm revving to talk about, is that this group has become a family, and almost literally is you have like Mama Felicity, you have Daddy Oliver, you got Uncle
Uncle Diggle.
Uncle Diggle. And then now Uncle Diggle's having a kid. I mean, seriously, that's how it is. And then you have their kid, Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it was pretty cool, and they worked well together. Arsenal did appear to be pretty much as good at what he does as Oliver did in the first season. I mean, he looked amazing at what he did.
Yeah.
So obviously he's been training for a while. I mean, so it was, I don't know, the team dynamic was just blew me away.
Yeah, it was very fluid. It was very smooth. It had no hiccups whatsoever, which is really nice, though.
Yeah, and it was also cool, like seeing what happened to other characters, like Detective Lance is now Captain Lance, having gotten himself a promotion for his actions and the madness that happened at the end of last season. And that was cool to see. It's like, poor guy, is like I don't think office work quite is going to cut it for him. It's like that man needs to be out in the field no matter what.
Right. I did like seeing Lance again, which was awesome, but I got a little confused on some things.
Okay.
Really? You got confused on something? That's hard to imagine.
I know, right?
How about you list the things that didn't confuse you? That'll probably be shorter.
List the things that didn't confuse me? Let me think.
Okay, so...
Oh, God,
one thing confused me. I wasn't going to wait. I wasn't going to wait. One thing confused me about this episode, and that is where the fuck did everyone's hair go?
Exactly. Exactly. What happened to the hair, man?
I thought I was the only one who noticed that. It's like, I mean, seriously, I think everybody, it's like most of the male members of the cast lost a bet or something.
Yeah, like, man, what happened? And
I mean, I swear, it's like, I mean, everyone got a buzz cut. It's the new thing. They bringing it back.
Oh, Lord. It'd be like Breaking Bad all over again. Everyone's going for that bald look. Like, uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I think they just all saw, you know, how suave and debonair Diggle always looks, and everyone kind of got jealous.
Yeah, they were copying him.
Yeah, it was just kind of funny. Like during when they were bringing Felicity into the lair, I was just like looking around, and I'm all like, "There's no fucking hair in there that isn't blonde."
Yeah, speaking of Felicity, it's like, whew, she was
Yeah.
wearing that red dress, you know, at the restaurant.
Damn. That's all I say,
Man.
damn. Wow.
One of the best comments I heard in reference to the restaurant scene was that that the whole thing was uncomfortable, and she starts off going like, "We've already been through all the questions that would happen on a first, second, and third date, and I've seen you shirtless time and time or multiple times. I've seen you shirtless." And
Right.
the funniest comment I read in regards to that was, "Yes, but he hasn't seen you shirtless."
Exactly.
Yeah, there needs to be some reciprocation here.
Exactly. That's where you need to start the date.
Yeah. Shirtless all the time, just like she said. It's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's something I can get behind. But it's like I also like the fact that they immediately delved into that, because last season it's like there was always this thing
This tension.
this tension between Oliver and Felicity, and the fans really wanted to see this happen. So I'm glad that rather than trying to skirt around that, you know, the whole will she won't she thing, they kind of dived into this thing right away.
Yeah, but am I the only one that think they kind of did it half-assed?
Yeah. I'm sorry, they kind of did half-ass.
Well, it's like I don't think this is the end of it, but it's like I like the fact that they're not dancing around it.
Right, I understand that too, but it was just how it played out into the episode was like,
Well, a lot of things in this episode were kind of like that to me. It's like, I mean, like all of a sudden, it's like, oh yeah, hi, I'm just getting here. Oh, who am I? Oh, I'm Vertigo. I'm another Vertigo, because why not? Yeah, I'm just some guy. I'm Vertigo now.
No,
Yeah,
that's just it.
I'm cool with that.
God.
I think that they're actually setting this up. Yeah, he's another Vertigo, but I think they're setting this up to where this Vertigo is now going to slowly somehow transition into the Scarecrow toxin.
Or Hydra, mixed with Scarecrow type mentality.
Did he just say what I just said?
Well, but better. I said it better though. I said it better. Since I'm black and I said Hydra, it was better. So yes, it was better.
Anyway,
So-
Matt, as you were saying.
So yeah, basically this new Vertigo, who's not Count Vertigo, it's just Vertigo, I guess, who is played by an actor I've seen in a lot of different things, but for the life of me, I can't remember a single one of them. Yeah, basically he's using it like a fear toxin.
Mhm.
Yeah, very, very Scarecrow-like.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's kind of interesting that they're going there. It's like the whole idea of the fear toxin. Given that the main villain for this season rather, is going to be Ra's al Ghul,
Yeah.
who in Batman Begins tried taking over the city with a fear toxin.
Yes.
Ah, coincidence.
Coincidence?
And that fear toxin was made by who?
Exactly. It's all connecting together.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Yeah.
Half-Life 3.
Yeah, I'm sure that the whole fear toxin thing will never come up again. It's like, yeah, I mean, come on, it's like, and that's almost irritating.
And then,
Sure, because it's like, okay, come on, Arrow writers, I've already seen that story.
yeah, I mean,
Ra's al Ghul trying to take over a city, fear toxin, yeah,
yeah. And
been there, done that, got the T-shirt, literally.
also, really quickly, I want to ask you this guy's question. Did it feel like it was like Dark Knight, that was part of Dark Knight universe, or was it trying to be like Dark Knight, the film trilogy? Because it felt like, to me, like, are they playing a Dark Knight card here? Because it just kept irritating me so much more, because those lines that Oliver was saying was just like how Bruce Wayne said in Batman Begins, like, or Dark Knight. It's like, what in the what? These lines are sound like similar. Oh, wait a minute, it sounds like Bruce Wayne. Are you calling Bruce Wayne now?
I don't know what he said.
Me either. But it's like, I caught the first bit of it, though, when he said something about the Dark Knight, and after that, I kind of stopped paying attention.
I'm saying, like, Arrow's writers, they're not really doing anything creative. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but it's like the show's kind of always had like a dark nightish feel, and that was very much intentional part on the writers to kind of ground things and make them more gritty. And I think it was a great direction for the show because I really do like it.
True, I understand what you're saying. It is something new for it and something fresh, a little bit fresh.
I just want to, since we're bringing in the movies that have nothing to do with the TV show, let's talk about, just real quick, a movie that has nothing to do with the movie that has nothing to do with the TV show. Ben Affleck was talking about how the new Superman Batman movie is going to be very much like the Christopher Nolan movies.
Oh, God.
And he said, basically, I think he quoted Steve Jobs or someone, and that was great artist steal. That was the words he used.
Oh, God.
And I think that might be the case here with Arrow, is great artist steal.
Fuck.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that they're not going to go in the direction that we're kind of foretelling right here. It's like I want them to do something original.
Thank you.
That's what I really want to see, and it's like, and I like the fact that it's like I'm hoping that some things, will cross over more so with Flash. Maybe introduce some metahumans into the mix. It's like because we've already seen actually the birth of at least one metahuman.
Actually, two.
Well, I was thinking Solomon Grundy. Who's the second one?
Weather Wizard. Blech.
That was a different TV show.
That's on Flash. I said on Arrow.
Hey, they're all connected, man. They all could be in the
Pay
same universe.
attention.
Hey, they're all in the same universe, man.
Well, of course, they're in the same universe. My point, Isaiah, pay attention, listen. My point is that there were characters that were introduced on Arrow. Solomon Grundy was a character that was both introduced and kind of created on Arrow.
What about Slade?
Slade's not really a metahuman.
Yes, he is. Come on now.
He's not anymore. If he was, it was temporarily, and he's not anymore.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of lame.
Yeah. Isaiah, weren't you paying attention during the finale last season? Stabbing him with the needle thing?
Black and like, oh God, why would the show end? Moving on.
Good God. But yeah, so it's like, so I'm hoping that more of that starts playing into it because it'll be interesting to see Arrow face off against more people that he technically really can't. At least on a one-to-one level.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna have like these characters that are going to bleed over from Central City, and we're also gonna have like characters such as Ray Palmer. Like we don't know if Ray Palmer is actually going to be the Atom like he is in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be interesting if we find out he is, but if he is, he cannot become a central figure in Star City because of the fact that basically he would take over the show if he did.
Well, he can't. The writer said briefly about his character. He won't shrink down, so he's gonna be something different.
He won't shrink down?
Yeah, he has to be something different.
Okay, like you in a pool?
Exactly. You see, right there, Isaiah. Like you understand it already. You see, you're part of the logic now.
You didn't even. I'm gonna guess.
He has absolutely no idea what you meant.
Nope. But it worked though. It worked in my favor.
Actually, it really didn't. But
set and match.
Not really. I'm still talking. That's not saying match.
So.
Oh my God! But speaking of Ray Palmer, it's like I liked his introduction on the show. It's like, I mean, how did y'all think Brendan did here?
I didn't like him.
I did. First off, he from what I've seen, he is a legitimately cool guy, like the actual actor.
Oh yeah.
However, he tends to play, at least from what I've seen, he tends to play these very cocksure, confident people. Like he played Ray Palmer here, and then his character in Chuck, Shaw was his name in Chuck. Like he's kind of a dick, but still a nice guy. Like he can be both, and that's a very hard line to walk.
Yeah,
and he seems to be doing that here as well.
I like him in Superman. He wasn't a dick in Superman, but Yeah, he's a dick in this
He
one.
wasn't a dick in Superman. He was stalking his ex-girlfriend.
Hey, now he did it
Not
far
for
away.
2
He did it
years.
far
Always
away distance. He was
vision to
still
look
far
through her
away.
house.
He was far away, so it was okay. It was
Oh, okay.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, moving on from there.
Yeah, y'all need help.
What help?
Oh yeah, Superman in that movie was such a great guy.
Yeah, he was. Minus the stalking factor.
Okay, so moving on, it's like we have Ray Palmer in a position where he's trying to buy out Queen Consolidated, which of course puts him at odds with Oliver, and more interestingly, puts him at odds with Felicity. Now, this is the first real character in the show, not counting Barry when he crossed over, before the Flash premiere, who could get with her on an intellectual technology level.
Right.
I mean, it's like her talking to Oliver or anybody else on the team about any of the things she was talking to him about would have gone completely over their heads.
Right.
And his reaction to it wasn't just like fascination. Like it was pure.
Intrigue.
What's that?
Intrigue.
I was gonna say attraction. Like the second she started talking, his reaction was like, "All right, this is a conversation I can have. Let's go." And at least it seems to me that he was very happy to be in that conversation because he probably doesn't have that conversation very often. There's not people who can keep up with him.
Well, who would? He's not that likable guy on the show. I mean, on the show, not in real life.
It's possible that she may not be able to because he kind of set her up.
Yeah, he had sandbagger.
Yeah, completely set her up.
Well, yes, but she was able to retaliate, and without him being able to do much about it.
Wow, hack into his computer. That's kind of a dick move. You think that's
Allegedly.
Kind of
He was kind of a dick.
He could have just been playing coy as an excuse to talk to her.
Yeah,
Maybe.
he's a smooth talker.
Yeah, indeed.
But I do kind of hope that we see more of him, but not too much more.
I hope less.
I want him to figure out who Ollie is and then be like, oh, you know what? Professional respect between one fledgling superhero and one established superhero. Here, go ahead, keep your company.
I hope
That's
that
what
doesn't
I'm
happen.
hoping.
I really don't hope that happens because that won't look right.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, you got a lot of people. I mean, you got a few people who know Oliver's secret, which is fine, which is cool too. But if you bring in other people instead of 4 people who knows the secret, what if you don't accept it that well? What if they do it at their own advantage? Like, oh, I know Oliver is the arrow, so I can pretty much use him for my own gain. We can't just assume that someone's going to know who he is and then say, okay, we're cool with that. This guy, like we said before, he is a smooth talker, but he also is a very smart person. So we don't know if he's going to use that for his own gain or actually be truthful with it. We don't know yet.
I think Ray Palmer's smart enough that if he got one look at freaking Arrow, like face to face, he'd be like, "Hey, wait a second, I know you."
Oh God! Do not put that Dark Knight Rise out. No.
I don't even know what Isaiah's knowing right now.
No, we're just gonna move on.
No idea.
You talking about that Dark Knight Rise?
So, what in the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, Dark Knight Rise. When Robin actually said, like, "Oh, you're Batman." How? I can just tell from your face. Really?
That didn't fucking happen. What
It did in the movies.
What in the fuck are you talking about?
In the movies. Yes, it happened.
He's talking about what's his face's character, the guy from
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
yeah, him.
Who? What?
Joseph
The
Gordon-Levitt.
guy from Third Rock from the Sun. Played the cop in the Batman movie.
In the third movie,
Yeah.
the guy who eventually, supposedly right at the end, maybe becomes Batman himself. That guy.
Yes. He said, I can tell from the look. Like, man, that's bullshit. Really, that's bullshit. So that's why I said it was bullshit logic.
Yeah, I didn't like. I liked Batman Begins. I didn't really like the other two.
Fair enough, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
Though I did like Anne Hathaway's role in the third one.
Yeah, I like her more than Batman.
But the TV show.
Back to Arrow.
Oh, I'm sorry. We was having too much fun talking about something else.
That had nothing to do with the show in the first place.
Bingo.
God, y'all are nuts. All right, so it's like another one of the things that kind of irritated me is like how it's like at the end, you know, in the big fight scene, it's like all of a sudden, ta-da! Here's Sarah.
Yeah, that was weird. Like, where'd you come from?
It was just out of nowhere. She's just like, hey, here, yeah, I'm here.
She put
What are you talking about? I've been on this episode the entire time. I was just in the background, you know, behind everyone.
Right.
But yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm totally here now. So
it was so weird.
And they kind of explain it away as like, oh yeah, you know, heard on the radio or whatever. I don't know. It just kind of felt forced to me.
Well, that's just it.
Like they were just putting her in there so that they could build up to this thing where she gets killed at the end.
Right.
That's just it. That's exactly how they introduced her as well, though. If you remember, like, people got in trouble and like, oh shit, what are we gonna do? There's no, oh, okay, now the bad guy's dead. Oh, there's now some woman in blonde running out a window 3 stories above me. Like, that's how they introduced her. So to actually introduce her in this episode the same way, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's fair. It just felt forced to me.
I like that. I mean, I like the character so much that they should have brought her in like earlier ago or something like that because I want to see more of her before they did what they did.
Oh, you'll probably still see more of her.
It's still very possible that we're going to see more of her.
I hope.
That's probably not going to be a problem.
I hope she goes to Lazarus Pit.
Well, it's like, I don't know about all that, but you have things like, you know, the flashback scenes and whatnot. It's like, she'll be around. And what in the fuck is Isaiah doing?
I don't know. I just don't know.
Even he doesn't know. Fantastic.
Exactly. You about no. Keep it to myself. No. I'll keep that little special word to ourselves.
Can y'all hear that fucking little siren?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can still hear you though. He's in Compton, folks. He's in Compton.
Live webcast, folks. What the fuck
Well,
can you do?
that's outside our place.
Yeah. Yeah. What can you do? Windows
It sounds
open.
like it's over by the stop and go.
Right.
Well, I didn't do it, so it's all good.
Oh, look. Guess who came by?
Give him a minute.
I know. I like this.
So it didn't really bother me that she jumped in the way she did because the fact that that's how she jumped in. In the original season, she was stalking, you'll remember, her family to make sure that they were okay.
Right.
And that's just it, is when they ended up talking to her, apparently in this episode, Sarah was saying things like, you know what, I'm here and I'm going to be here for a long time.
That was a jinx.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Yeah.
you're going to die.
Yeah, for a long time until somebody puts, you know, a few arrows in my chest and I fall off a building. But
yeah, pretty hard, too.
that totally will never happen.
He felt hard, though. Like, Lord. It kind of was like, oh, God. Ooh.
Yeah, and of course that was the beginning of the episode
Was
the
that-
death of Sara Lance.
Was it really that big? I mean, in all honesty, was it really that big?
Yeah, it was kind of.
That's what she said.
A major character.
But she kept saying it to me all night.
Was it really that big?
Yes, it is.
You just insulted yourself.
Are you sure about that?
I
Are
don't
you
think
sure?
you realize it.
Are you sure? You sure?
So yeah.
If she has to ask you if it's that big all night, that means she doesn't know. You moron.
Exactly. You see that? That's a good point, though. That's like the Isaiah logic right
Oh,
there.
fuck off. Fuck right off. Fuck off.
I love it.
So-
All right, so we have a comment here from Blue Rod 76. She says that she was brought back to be killed to set up Laurel taking over her part as a hero. And yes, I agree with that, but it's like I think it was done just a little abruptly for me.
Yeah, same here.
That's just my personal opinion. It's like I don't have a major issue with it, but when you do this for a living, you start nitpicking about things. That's just kind of how the story goes.
I had a problem with it though because, again, it was for build up for Laurel. I still don't have no investment or care for her. I never did anything, so it just feels, you know.
That is it. I'm hoping that is the case. However, my wild speculation disagrees with it, and I'm going to say my wild speculation now because it's appropriate. I think she's coming back. I think she's coming back alive and well.
Please, I hope so.
I mean, look who her base. Basically, look at who her not her like her actual father is, but look at who is treating her like a daughter.
Yeah, and also she hasn't made
Mr. Agul.
She has an ex-girlfriend with one of the Raw's children. So yeah.
So I mean, it's very possible that she's going to come back alive and well.
It's possible. It's like, I mean, that's just kind of the thing about, comic book shows and comic books in general. It's like they say on TV, or like soap operas or whatever. If there's no body, they're not dead. And comic books, even if there is a body, who the fuck cares?
Well, the thing with Arrow is that they haven't really introduced magic in this universe yet. There's scientific superpowers with the Flash, but we don't really have a pet that can make people come back to life. Now there is the whole thing with Malcolm Merlyn being able to come back. How that happens. So maybe there is a pet. I don't think she's coming back. I think she's dead, especially because episode 2 is called Sarah's. It sounds like it's like her last episode, but I could be wrong. And no, but and just to say my things about the whole death is, I know that I always speculated that she's gonna die in one way or another, but it was shocking to me that it was this early and also that brutal, because 3 arrows in the stomach and then falling from 7th story. That's very brutal even for Arrow. Like we've seen some dark stuff on that show, but 3 arrows and then falling from like 7, 8 stories. That was
she had a lot of objects too. She had like a lot of stuff when she went down. Like, oh god, oh, and when she landed on that trash can, like, good lord.
Yeah, the dumpster broke her fall.
Right.
Yeah, I guess.
So she tried to pull the Matrix, but the Matrix did not work for her that well.
It's possible. It's like, okay, we have another comment here from Lerod76. I just don't know what it means. It says the question is, who killed her, T or Roz? And by Roz, it's like I'm assuming you mean Ra's al Ghul, which is RA''S. And T, I don't know what that is. It's a delicious drink. I love tea. I'm pretty sure she wasn't killed by tea, though. It's like, I mean, I've had a lot of tea in my time.
Mr.
T has yet. Yeah. Yeah. It was either Mr. T or Roz. So,
right. So I think he's talking about oh my god, her ex-girlfriend Sarah had, who was part of Ra's al Ghul's children.
Oh, the Ra's al Ghul's daughter.
Yeah.
That just it is Ra's al Ghul's daughter. I don't remember her name, but I don't remember it starting with the letter T. Now, of course, there's Talia, but Talia was not Ra's al Ghul's daughter, a daughter that was in this particular TV show.
I don't remember.
Right, as we know of.
I want to say it began with like an N or an L, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's N.
Nissa, nice, something.
Yeah, Nissa. That's it. NYSSYAQP.
Whatever.
L.
NYSSA.
Oh, he's got the H.
He's talking about Oliver's sister. It's like he thinks it could have been Oliver's sister that.
No, not really.
That sounds
He's just missing the H.
Right, but I don't buy it. I mean, not against him. I'm just saying, like, I don't see it. I just don't.
And also, that sounded like a dude, even though the voice was this, this figure or whatever. It was a voice thing, and so it sounded like a dude anyway. So.
Well, it could have been. It could have been. In that particular case, I don't think it was. However, if it was Thea, it was probably Thea with Malcolm Merlyn.
But why?
It would have been Malcolm Merlyn talking, and it would have been Thea behind the bow.
But why was she?
My thought is it's just Malcolm Merlyn.
Yeah, but
well, Malcolm Merlyn is like, I mean, I'm really hoping it's not Malcolm Merlyn because he's the fucking obvious suspect here because he's the only bad guy that we know that shoots arrows. So
it's black arrows that are thick as like fucking Urukai arrows.
Yeah,
exactly. So I was like, I'm really hoping that's not where they're going with it. I really want this to be maybe a little bit of a mystery, something for them to try to figure out, during the first half of the season, because I'm presuming that shit with Ra's al Ghul isn't going to start getting serious until the second half.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that it is Malcolm Merlyn, because if it's not Malcolm Merlyn, that means we have another fucking Archer.
Oh, good point.
We need another Archer.
Good point.
But I have a question. Oh, go ahead, Andy. You want to say something?
I was gonna give my speculation, but the thing was that they kind of spoiled it, sadly, in the trailer for next week's episode, which is kind of annoying because
I don't watch it.
I didn't watch it.
So yeah, so it's like they kind of ruined it for me. So I was hoping like you, Matt, that it was going to be like a season, like season 3A arc, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But so, but I don't know, Malcolm, that would be the obvious thing. But also, I think he's in that apartment right now with Thea.
That's what. I guess the two questions I have to involve in why would Malcolm Merlin actually do this if he hasn't really met her? I mean, it just sounds not really making a lot of sense.
They have met her. Did
When
you
has
watch
it?
last
Yeah, at the
season?
end of season 1. But
You
like,
mean
where's
season
the
2?
But I agree with Isaiah, and like, where's the motivation?
Right. And also,
I agree with Isaiah. Where's the motivation? But I'm pretty sure they knew each other before season 1, considering they were both.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
both trained by
tutors
the
under
League of
Ra's al
Assassins.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I get that, but
Their families were
Yeah, so
related.
maybe that could be it. It's like, I mean, if it is Malcolm Merlin, perhaps it's like knowing what Sarah is to him is like, and how important Sarah is. Maybe that was him delivering a message to
Well,
Ra's al Ghul.
again, that'd be really cool. But again, when she was in League of Shadows, she was with Ra's al Ghul's daughter for a long period of time, and she always did special missions for Ra's al Ghul. I mean, it's not like unlike Michael Merlin, but I think those two might have not really had paths crossed because they were on different types of missions and different types of objectives and agendas. So I don't really think that we would cross paths at all. And if they did, they wouldn't really know each other. Like, oh, hey.
I think it was Ra's al Ghul framing Malcolm Merlin because he wants Arrow to trust him.
Interesting.
Wow.
Very interesting. Wow, that's actually really good. That would be really cool. And then my last question,
That would actually play.
Yeah. And also my last question is, did this episode feel predictable?
No.
No.
Not at all.
It did for me. It really did.
What if we're introducing a new mercenary who's not an archer? Archery is just another thing that she does, like as easily as she uses knives and as easily as she uses bow staff. What if we're introducing Lady Shiva?
That would be cool.
That is a
I think
complete wild speculation, but I was just thinking about it.
I was talking about that with someone a couple of weeks ago. They kept saying, "Oh, they're not sure if we can actually use Lady Shiva because apparently she happens to be a Batman character, and since
she's a DC character that is predominantly in Batman, but she's not specifically a Batman.
She's not behind the Batman Arrow code.
Yeah, once again, I don't know.
It's like we're talking about a season of Arrow in which the main villain is Ra's al Ghul. It's like I think that kind of opens the door to a few Batman villains. Just putting that out there.
Yeah. I want to see Clayface.
But the thing was, they had already introduced Ra's al Ghul, or not properly introduced them before, but they mentioned Ra's al Ghul before Gotham was even announced, so that's different. But in this case, I think everything that comes after the announcement of Gotham affects everything that happens with Batman properties for, let's say, Arrow, The Flash, and Constantine, and so on. But Lady Shiva, she would be fun. But I don't know. I would kind of like to see her later this season. Maybe not as the killer, because it would be good if it's actually someone we know, whether it's Ra's al Ghul or if it's someone else, some other DC character perhaps. But I do think it's League of Assassins because she seemed to know this person and she she let her guard down. So it's someone she knows. She was surprised to see them right there, and she was like, "Oh, I don't even find myself. You're an ally." And then, fick.
Again, I think it's her ex-girlfriend.
Why would Nissa kill her?
Because it broke her heart, man. If you leave her, like, oh no, I have to kill you now.
He left again. I mean, she never really did say what she was doing.
Yeah, or because simply Roz told her to.
You see what I mean? Ooh, logic is crazy.
Don't get used to this whole me agreeing with you thing. This is a fluke.
You're gonna agree with me anyways. You're gonna do it anyway.
Go on.
You're gonna keep doing it. It's got confusion right there. Confusion.
Andy.
Hmm?
No, you were saying something. I interrupted, and I apologize. Please go on.
No, I was listening to what you were saying.
Okay. So I was like, hey, we're going to kick this into wild speculation.
Okay, I want to go first, only because of the fact that I just thought of yet another wild speculation.
Okay.
Is that if we start introducing the League of Assassins and the League of Assassins becomes more and more prevalent in this particular TV show, I'm hoping that they introduce the 7 minute death. The 7 minute death is like the super assassins within the League of Assassins. Each one has their own little specialty. Merlin was actually one of them. I think it would be kind of cool that if we just introduced a whole bunch of new freaking characters that no one's ever seen on a TV show or a movie before, and have them as kind of your bad guy of the week, ongoing story.
It'd be like 5 Daily Venoms.
I was thinking more like it was the storyline, the Batman storyline, where Batman had his back broke and he ended up having to fight like 7 different martial artists to be able to pass Lady Shiva's test. I was thinking a story like that.
Interesting.
Deanna knows what I'm talking about. I think it was part of Night's End.
It was somewhere. It was somewhere in the Nightfall trilogy.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about, man. It's a very good book, that out of that whole arc.
Yeah.
And I mean, in that case, we have characters like Detonator, which is a demolitions expert, the Hook, who literally has a hook, and there's another one that has mechanically clawed hands, hand-to-hand combat abilities. That guy's name is Razorburn, Shellcase, Whip.
So they're really creative with their nicknames then.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Detonator, Hook, Maduvu, Merlin, Razorburn, Shellcase, and Whip.
I mean, then again, it's like our main character here calls himself Arrow. I mean, I didn't take a lot of brain power, so I guess I really can't talk shit. At least Arsenal has a cool name.
Right, like that's actually a cool name. Is that you named Arrow? Really? How about Arrow Hood? How about something cooler?
And one more thing before we get into the rest of y'all's wild speculations, I'm just gonna put this out there. It would have made so much more sense, to see this episode first and then see the pilot for Flash.
Yes, it would have.
True.
Because you have that scene in the Flash pilot where Flash and Arrow interact. In this episode, the season premiere for Arrow, you kind of see the call that made that happen.
Right.
So it was out of order, particularly since I saw the pilot for Flash rather.
Didn't they do that in Buffy and Angel? Didn't the Buffy episode air before the Angel episode aired, where Angel got the call? Oh, I've got to go.
They were put right after each other in time slots, but the thing is, but like this week, people were actually able to see both the Arrow, the season premiere, and then the Flash pilot together because the CW re-aired the pilot, which was kind of cool. So, but I like that they're not at the same day at the same time, right after each other. I think there's something called too much of a good thing sometimes.
Oh yeah. It's like I'm not saying they should have aired on the same day. I'm just saying that chronologically speaking, is like in my head, it's like the little crossover bit from Arrow preluded the little crossover bit from the Flash. So it's like it would have made more sense to me to see them in that order. That's just me talking though. It's like it's not like how dare you CW or anything like that. I'm just actually kind of fucking around.
Right.
Yeah. But this week they were actually to do that, which was kind of cool. This past Wednesday. So.
All right. So any wild speculation?
And
I already said mine.
About next week's episode, or just for the season?
Just the season in general.
Well, we're gonna see Ra's al Ghul for many episodes. It's gonna be, I think it's gonna be Ra's al Ghul we will see a lot closer to the comic books. Nothing against Liam Neeson, but it's he will. I think it's gonna be a little bit more closer to than what we saw in the Batman Begins, the Dark Knight trilogy, and I think it looks like we will find out who Sarah's killer is next week. But I'm wondering how Oliver is actually going to be able to get his fortune back, because it's kind of interesting if you look at both Arrow and Age of S.H.I.E.L.D. right now. They both have to go on without major resources.
Income, really. It's mostly income. They have no income. They're basically.
It's an interesting point.
Yeah, they live in a box now.
What was it Felicity was working at?
They can get income the same way freaking Trump gets income every time he goes bankrupt. He borrows the money and then never repays it.
True. But I got one good speculation. I got one good one that actually makes sense.
Does it make like normal
No,
people
I call
logic, or
bullshit
is
on
this
this
Isaiah
already.
logic?
I call
It
bullshit
depends.
on this
It
already.
depends how
Go
it
for
goes down. If you give me some time to talk and you all be quiet, thank you. Anyways, we're gonna have a great, interesting war between Ra's al Ghul and Arrow. And yes, it's gonna be the same plot in Dark Knight Begins, because you know what I mean. Dark Knight Begins, Dark Knight Begins, whatever. Because we're gonna see Vertigo again. He might team up with Ra's al Ghul to spread the fear and clean Starling City of all the filth and blah 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 and blah blah blah. You see the whole president.
Yeah, I don't
So
see
your wild
them working
speculation
together.
is basically what we spent the first 15 minutes of the show talking about.
Bingo! See what I mean? See what I mean? You understand the
yeah,
logic.
yeah.
The logic right
Fuck
there.
off. Fuck right off.
Isaiah,
If I hadn't put down the overall rule of just stop muting people, I would have muted him in the middle of that.
You can't mute me.
I so had to tip myself. I was like, I was sitting here. I was like, no, Deanno, must not do it. Must
They
not
can
do it.
just do it once. You know you want to. Pretend that I'm like the snake in Adam and Eve, and you just
Adam
do
and
it. Eve.
What's that? The porn version of Genesis?
I was gonna say,
I
like,
think it's
the mute
Sweden
button does
version
kind of look like
of
an
the Garden
apple
of Eden.
when it's turned on.
You know you want to.
And on that note, gang, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I would like to thank all of y'all on the panel for joining me. This has been a fun discussion. Looking forward to doing it next week. For you all out there, is like, make sure you like this video if you like what we're doing. Subscribe to us, youtube.com/geekstotheround. If you have anything for us, you can always email us, geekstotheround@gmail.com. And we wholeheartedly invite you to join the Geeks Around community. You will find the link to that in the description for this video. My name is Deanno Jackson, and we will see you next week.